Alright, well, this is not an exciting hand. I'm almost tempted to keep Sokenzan, because it crews Soulripper, but not quickly. Alright, now this hand is actually much better. We get to play Soulripper on 2 and then crew it on 3. Although that involves not playing Brushstroke, which is kind of awkward. Okay, so it is indeed an Oni-Cult Mire. Okay, I'm assuming the opponent doesn't make this block, but if they do, then I want to play the Oni-Cult Anvil instead. This looks really similar to what my opponent was doing. Okay, not willing to trade off here. I wonder if I was actually supposed to play the Soulripper and then just use Oni-Cult Anvil to make a 1/1 on turn 3. I kind of suspect that might have been the case. Might not be doing this right. Okay, I'm pretty confident my opponent's not supposed to block here. Yeah, opponent agrees, not supposed to block here. We get to play Soulripper. We get to play Epicure. I think I'm supposed to turn... Oh, I can't sack creatures to Anvil? Oh. Okay, I don't think I'm supposed to sack the blood yet because I have 2 Brushstrokes in hand. And now I actually get to crew Soulripper on block. What kind of tea do I drink? So most of what I've got myself are different Thai tea red mixes, which kind of come with some natural, already added sugar in them. But otherwise, black and green tea mixes. Mostly just stuff that's just tea. I'm not a very big fan of like Earl Grey's stuff that's like perfumey. I got like some kind of sensitivity to smells or something. So I have a tough time with that. Okay. Well, Meathook's cool to have in play, but I'm probably supposed to go with Brushstroke first. Then we sack the blood. Make more 1/1s, crew Soulripper. Actually, I guess having constructs in play is better than having an Epicure in play. So if I swing with Epicure, it actually does get through, unless they block with Trespasser, but if they block with Trespasser, that means they're not blocking the Soulripper, which seems awful for them, probably. I mean, realistically, I guess I'm probably just sacking the Epicure, right? Yeah, probably. They kind of just have to trade Trespasser plus random 1/1 with the Soulripper, right? Brushstroke in hand is a reason to wait on sacrificing a creature, but I guess it's exactly as much of a reason to wait on sacrificing a creature as it is to wait on sacrificing a blood token. Crazy Bat Lady cares about non-tokens. That's true. I wonder if that's just not the right card to be playing then. Wow, they used that on that instead of the Soulripper? Really? Huh. That's surprising. Well, luckily, because they killed Blood Artist, that actually rewards me for having sacked the creature last turn. Alright, pretty sure I'm supposed to just play more Brushstrokes. The Again, we sack some blood. Drain the opponent a bunch of life. Swing. Do we swing with the 1/1? I can sack the other treasure to the Blood Artist, or to the Soulripper, which drains our opponent for 2. I'm assuming I probably want the blocker. I mean, I guess they're probably pretty close to just needing to double block with Soulripper, though. Hive is sort of a threat, yeah. I guess that's true. Maybe they're just more capable of killing me here than I'm giving them credit for. Brushstroke, okay. I mean, it's almost scary. I think if they don't kill me here, I just win, though. If I can abuse active player, non-active player order. But they might be able to kill me on my upkeep. If you were sacking the Blood Soulripper, why not leave the Anvil untapped? Yeah, I suppose I could. It just accomplishes more options. Meathook only kills us if I cast it for damage, but I suspect I'm probably going to wind up casting Meathook for 0. I think I probably just want to take all of this. So I go to 5. They Oni-Cult Anvil, sacking the blood. Deal. If their last spell is the 1-mana sacrifice, they probably would have already used it. Blocking gains them a lot of life and makes it harder for me to kill them. If they sack the blood, they go to 4, 5. They go to 6 if I block. Yeah, I don't actually have any clue how this math works out. I'm just going to not block. Find out what happens. Okay, so they sack the artifact. No, wait, why did I think it was okay for me to go to 5? Oh, no, my Blood Artist trigger. Right, that's why I thought it was okay. Oh, right, they don't gain life by sacking the blood. I keep forgetting that. I also forgot they could just sack the blood by tapping mana. But we're still 1 short. Okay, does that give me lethal? Actually, with me at 1, they can Oni-Cult Anvil in response. But they can deal 3 damage with Oni-Cult Anvil. So that doesn't actually work. So I Meathook for 0. Pass the turn. Hope they mess up an Oni-Cult Anvil at sorcery speed. Yeah, I think that second Brushstroke actually kind of beat me here. That's brutal. Gain 2 life when one of their creatures dies, and lose 3. Yeah, no, this doesn't work. Yeah. Think the second Brushstroke is good enough. Which means I probably should have blocked a Trespasser. I mean, that doesn't actually make too much of a difference. And unfortunately, they actually know what they're doing. That's painful. Yep, that gets me. Opponent's triggers go on the stack in response. So I felt like Soulripper was actually an extreme benefit in that Mire. But I also feel like not hitting the 4th land drop was pretty painful. And I feel like my sequencing was probably wrong. In a lot of ways. Tapping Anvil doesn't do anything in response. It just makes different triggers that kill me. Alright, well, Epicure into Soulripper is probably something that I'm supposed to be willing to do. Although the lack of anything else we can play that crews it is still a concern here. When they attack for 4, you could have chumped for lethal? No, chump blocking in that position gained them life. That's why I didn't want to do it. Because they had 2 Bloodtides in play. So they actively gained 2 life if my creature died. Or, well, they gained 1 life because I also had a Blood Artist. Oh, we did it! Sweet. Except this is still sort of awkward because if I sack something to crew the Soulripper, then I mean, I guess I'm probably still supposed to attack with the Soulripper, regardless. But yeah, now I can't sack the blood to crew the Soulripper. Or, well, sack the blood to the Soulripper, but I probably didn't want to do that anyway. Because I'm kind of assuming the opponent has a removal spell for the Soulripper here. Okay, Flunk wasn't the removal spell I was expecting, but sure. They were at 3 and you would have generated 3 Blood Artist triggers? Right, but they had 2 Blood Artists, so they got more Blood Artist triggers than I did. That's what I mean. Tireless Angler. Okay, well, here we are. Guess I'm just gonna do this. I'll be back real quick. Okay, where are we? My attacks? Oh, it's still my turn? I thought I passed the turn. Huh, okay. Opponent gets to draft a lot of cards. Assuming I ever find lands, I should be able to be kind of okay against that. Moat Piranhas. Well, here we go. I'm not sure I like this whole not playing 24 lands thing. Okay, well, I would like to attempt to block opponent. Is that okay? Yes? Cool. Witch's Cauldron. Okay. Deadly Dispute. Alright, that's actually probably a good draw. So we get to sacrifice this 1-1 and we get another 1-1. Okay, well, I didn't need the land drop anyway. I could swing with Soulripper as a 4 toughness creature. That's exactly not good enough. So we chillin'. This seems kind of familiar. We've gotten a lot of games where we have no lands and then draw all lands later on. I'm beginning to feel scarred. Is this what it's like playing aggressive decks? Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go with Epicure. And then we're gonna loot away an Anje and make a 1-1. And attempt to draw a land. Soaring Thief. Okay. Please, just a black land so that I can play these Brushstrokes. That's all I ask. Okay, thank you. The Soulripper being unable to attack because 4 toughness isn't enough is kind of awkward. It'd be cool if I could just, like, sacrifice stuff to it without attacking. Experimental Synthesizer into land gone. That's disappointing. Deadly. Before damage? Okay. Alright. It's all good. It's all fine. All cool. We're just gonna sack a 1/1, do this, drain, 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 pass the turn. I got nothing better to do with my life. Maybe just attack with Soulripper anyway. I mean, like what? Trade with the Angler? I don't know if that's actually productive at all. What kind of spellbook has Moat Piranha in it? The Tireless Angler one. I'm gonna have to discard a card. Oh no. I guess I'm okay discarding Bloodtithe Harvester. I feel like I'm just gonna spend the next 3 turns casting Sanguine Brushstroke, and then my opponent's randomly gonna take like 30 damage. Gain a life and draw a card, and then they lose a life. Alright, then we get to like sack this thing and drain our opponent for 2, or even 3. This has gotta feel bad for the opponent. You're just sitting here with a bunch of blockers, and it doesn't matter. I don't know how to feel about this game. Oh, cute. Witch's Cottage is a swamp. Alright, fair. Look at all that card draw, opponent. I dig it. I'm happy for you. Land. Oh, love to see it. Alright, so let's play Oni-Cult Anvil. And then Sanguine Brushstroke. Are they dead? They might be. And they're probably not. But they probably are. I don't know. Math is hard. That's their job. Oh gosh, you have to click every single time. Oh, I hate Blood Artists so much. I should have crewed first. Whatever. I don't think it's gonna matter. It actually matters because if they have a removal spell for Soulripper here before it attacks. Okay, they do not. Oh, I should have sacked Soulripper to itself. That would have been the line. That might take the record for the worst game of Magic I've ever won. Okay, this actually has lands and a curve. I kind of like it. Mojo might actually be streaming. If that is true and someone wants to link the stream in chat. That way folks can watch both sides. Oh, experimenting with new zombie stuff. I dig it. Now, how are we doing this? Am I supposed to play Oni-Cult first? Probably. Am I supposed to turn a blood into a 1/1? Probably. Guess I'm not attacking with Epicure. Skullscop certainly looks a lot cooler now that it just has like the random orange mythic symbol in the top left. That makes it a better card now, right? No blocks. Okay. Headless Rider. Alright, alright. Okay, so we start with attacks. And then we Deadly Dispute our token. Awkward. Do I just jam Bloodcaster or do I hold up Deadly Dispute? Probably supposed to play Bloodcaster. Which I like. Can theoretically sack to Oni-Cult Anvil in response to removal, technically? Did the Scob get a change? Yes. The change is that it no longer requires you to sacrifice a non-token. Now sacrificing a token also causes it to trigger. No, so many zombies. Well, they can't attack with the Headless Rider very easily. I am in a weird chump blocking zone for the next couple of turns. Huh, okay. Headless Rider and Skullscop to hand. Yeah, that works. Soulripper is interesting, at least. Drain the opponent a little bit, ping the opponent a little bit, swing with 2-power creatures in the air a little bit. Alright, so we're both trying to build up to critical mass. They might be doing a better job of that than I do. Probably supposed to swing first and then play the Skullscab afterwards, right? Yeah. So I can't double trade with the Skullscab here. Prevents a little bit of life loss. I'm assuming I'm not supposed to, though. Currently a little awkward that I have 2 black sources and 3 red sources, because I need 3 black sources to do my pretty much anything, actually, next turn. I wonder if I was supposed to chump block with Epicure. Oh, no, I guess actually, that's not entirely true. Having 2 red mana does let me sack blood tokens. Which is, like, kind of meaningful. Although I would have rather Deadly Disputed. Okay, so let's loot away this mountain, which triggers Oni-Cult Anvil. More Brushstrokes. Okay, I feel like I should be totally fine here. I could have disputed first, yeah, but I don't know if that actually accomplished anything. Compared to, like, it would dispute, and I draw cards, but I'd have to immediately crack the treasure, I guess. I kind of felt like being able to crack the blood token with my mana, and then, like, sacrifice Epicure to Oni-Cult Anvil, and then get another blood and sack the other blood was probably better. Makes an extra blood too. Oh yeah, I guess if I sack the Epicure. I was just expecting that I sack the Epicure to Oni-Cult Anvil and get to the same spot. I feel like there's not much they can do to get through the Blood Artists here. Okay, so we'll go with jump block, jump block, jump block, jump block. Oh, no, I have to sacrifice artifacts. Right, I keep forgetting Oni-Cult Anvil isn't as good as I think it is. Well, I guess this is just going to die to combat damage, which is the same thing, isn't it? But it was going to be worse if they didn't attack. Still, yeah, Blood Artist plus a bunch of chump blockers. That does beat decks that don't have trample, it would seem. Okay, this seems like a hand I'm not allowed to keep, so we're going to keep it and find out what happens if I keep it. Or we could just top deck Falkenrath Pit Fighter. That works rather exceptionally well, too. Please don't kill my Pit Fighter opponent. Thank you. Combat. Swing. Success. Soulripper. Whee! It's like a victory. Oh, Etchings of Kumano is kind of annoying. Makes stuff get exiled. Okay, well, that's a lot of Gruul aggro going on. Gotta say, not a huge fan of the lack of anything to sacrifice to Anvil here. But I can't help but feel like I'm probably supposed to try to race. Okay, I think maybe there's a way to make this work next turn. Maybe? Townraiser Tyrant, but I have no non-basics! Okay, can we kill the opponent here? Probably not by drawing a basic. Okay. This is gonna be... Oh my gosh, does that do it? I think that actually did it. I think we have lethal. Right? Okay, so now I play the Shambling Ghast. And now I create the other Soulripper. This sacrifice an artifact. Sacrifice you. Create a treasure. Sacrifice you. And then Oni-Cult Anvil sacrifices itself to do a damage. I even have an extra treasure sitting around. Oh, alright, well that was fun. Okay, well, this goes Shambling Ghast into Deadly Dispute into Sanguine Brushstroke and actually has mana, so I assume that's supposed to be a keep? Yeah, I feel like I'd be letting you all down if I didn't have an Heeful Giggle or two. Okay, this is actually an interesting question. Is it better to lead on Shambling Ghast or Epicure? Epicure, we end up sacking a blood token to Deadly Dispute on turn 2. I don't know if that's better. I actually have, like, legitimately no idea here. If you draw Anvil, then Epicure is better. Might be true. It might also not be true. So I could have 4 mana next turn. I don't actually think that matters. I think I'm just supposed to play the Epicure here. Into Brushstroke and just get in more poke damage while I can. In Search of Greatness. Okay. So we have jank afoot. Come to think of it, what's the wording on that Spirit Sisters card? Is it sacrifice a permanent and get any permanent of that type back from the graveyard? I don't claim to not be a Bond villain. And I also don't claim to not be, what was it, Dr. Claw? My only claim is that they're treated kind of unfairly, and maybe they're not the villains. They have great taste in cats. That's all I'm saying. Gladewalker Ritualist. So they get to put a 4-drop into play? I can't really do anything about that. I mean, I'm assuming I'm just supposed to let them... No, I can kill one of these later. It'll be fine. I can do it when I have 3 Blood Artists in play. Necroduality? Okay. Necroduality, the Changeling deck. You have my attention, opponent. No? Nothing yet. Okay. I get it. I understand. I'm keeping it secret. I'm just going to continue playing more Brushstrokes, because I'm allowed to do that. And we're going to swing with all these, because I'm allowed to do that. And I'm going to play this Deadly Dispute, because I'm allowed to do that. And, oh gosh, I hate Blood Artists so much. Ooh, okay. Those are fun cards. I can probably like play an Epicure next turn or whatever. Reflections of Litjara. Okay, in search of greatness, Necroduality Reflections. Sure. I'm actually kind of upset that I have to kill the opponent here. That dies. Drain, drain, drain. Make a treasure. Sack a treasure for red. Drain. Drain, drain, drain. Treasure. Drain. How much damage was that? I was gonna get to deal, like... So, 12 damage there, plus play Epicure. And sack that. I think I was gonna do 15 more damage? Or something? Okay, well, that's turn 1. A thing that we can play. So I'm assuming we're supposed to do that. And then turn 2 Epicures, which I'm assuming I'm supposed to do. No! Usher of the Fallen! I got. Tradesies? Yes! I actually didn't want you to trade, opponent. Ha ha ha! I'd rather trade with my Epicure. I don't think Litjara makes all your creatures into a type, does it? I thought it just copied the named creatures in the same way as Necroduality. I actually have no clue what that card does, so I could just be wrong. I'm going to sack this Epicure to Deadly Dispute anyway, so I might as well force the Usher to not block one of my Pit Fighters. The opponent probably doesn't want to do that, regardless, but, you know, might as well. Alright, begin the drain. Admittedly, we are a tiny bit short on mana that makes black. My Oni-Cult Anvil going away, kind of a problem. No, opponent. I need you to attack with the Usher, not sit back and block. How am I supposed to do damage to you now to trigger these Falkenrath? I need those to find black mana. Opponent! No! Oh, right. Epicure does that automatically on its own. I forgot about that part. Cool. Good talk, good talk. A short question. I want to craft an Esper or blue-white control deck for standard, or right into historic with a blue-white control / Lotus Field deck. Never thought about historic, but the fact that standard rotates and I'll need to spend around 30 or 40 rare and 5 to 10 mythic rare wildcards made me think about it. Also saw your Lotus Field video a couple of days ago. What's your opinion? I played Arena in beta time and came back in November, so my card pool is quite restricted. So admittedly, I'm not the greatest person to be answering this because I haven't spent a ton of time thinking about how to manage the economy side of Arena very much. I will say the concept of historic not rotating, depending on your definitions, can be more or less true. Because the meta does fluctuate a lot, and decks that used to be viable stop being viable. Whether that's going to be or likely to be the case for blue-white control or Lotus Field, I don't know. I really would say the biggest difference to me probably would be which format I enjoyed more. And I think that's more about what kind of decks seem interesting to you, as opposed to how long they'll stick around. I mean, in all reality, decks are probably going to stick around in Standard about as long as they're going to stick around in Historic. Yeah, the good equivalent of blue-white in Standard right now is definitely Jeskai Control with Hinata, which is a lot more rare wildcard. Well, no, actually, it's not a lot more rare wildcard intensive, because blue-white and Historic is pretty wildcard intense for the land base too, isn't it? I mean, I'm assuming I kind of just want to chump block. I probably don't actually want to chump block. Probably want to chump... Oh, I can't chump attack because Intrepid Adversary has lifelink. I forgot about that. Awkward. Lost life this turn. Okay, so I can activate Falkenrath Pit Fighter at instant speed if I have enough mana, which means next turn I can make a chump block. Okay, making my Anje cost more is kind of awkward. I guess I have to loot away that Anje then, because a 6-mana Anje is basically useless. Okay, yeah, you can give me a 5-mana Sanguine Brushstroke opponent, I'm down for that. The Intrepid Adversary is still going to be a problem regardless. I very much think the opponent should have attacked with Intrepid Adversary last turn, but I guess maybe they didn't want to trade with Falkenrath Pit Fighters. Inquisitor Captain, sure. It probably hits like Skyclave Apparition for a Brushstroke would be annoying. Brutal Cathar for a Blood Artist. Okay. Well, that's a little less annoying. They have to attack with Intrepid Adversary here, though, right? No, opponent. You like, actually literally have to, or you die. Yeah, okay. There you go. So I want to maximize the number of my opponent's things I kill. They're going to go to 13. I have 6 drain to put them to 7. 4 creatures die. Trades within... Well, no, 6 damage puts them to 3. 4 creatures die. Trades puts Puts them to 3. I get 1 token that I can attack with. Puts them to 2. I go to 6. I mean, I guess I gain a ton of life. Okay. I think this works, mostly. Probably, maybe. They definitely should have put the counter on the Intrepid Adversary. I'm not sure where they put it instead, but that seems incorrect. Oh, right, also, their creatures dying also triggers Blood Artist, doesn't it? So that should be lethal. Exactly. Oh, right, this is end of turn. Right. But yes, still should be lethal. Okay. No, wait, hold on. You want to use red mana first. Crack Blood. Discard Swamp. Drain 2. Crack Blood. Discard Mountain. Drain 2. That's a good draw. Crack Blood. Drain 2. Draw stuff. Play Oni-Cult Anvil. Have more than lethal. Every time I think it's going to be like sort of tricky to get lethal, we end up having more than lethal. So like, that's cool. Anyway, creatures trade. Opponent takes 2. I could put him to -3. Oh, yee. It's a little delightful how often this deck just randomly happens to win out of nowhere. Okay, I actually do think I keep this despite it not, like, having the ability to play a 1-drop, or the ability to play Bloodtithe Harvester, or, like, having red mana in general. But, like, I don't know, Sanguine Brushstroke feels like a pretty good card, and I don't think I want to throw it away. 2 of them feels good, too. I don't feel like blocking the puff. I do feel like I'm probably not going to be happy playing against green, with presumably Trample. I do feel like I'm going to be unhappy that I did not draw a land. So I think we have to Deadly Dispute here, which is going to be a real disappointing tempo loss. Especially if we fail to draw land anyway. Whoops. That's probably the ball game. Have I mentioned I kind of don't like not running 27 lands? Okay. Tovolar. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. More not lands will be a problem. I sort of feel a rather incredible urge to concede now. Because I don't think I can physically play cards that beat what my opponent's doing, even if they never draw or play another card for the remainder of the game. Alright, lack of a second black source, a tiny bit concerning, but we have Soulrippers and a dream. That dream is to draw lands. That's not the dream. Dream is to draw things that crew Soulripper. Well, we drew lands. I mean, the good news is now that actually I can crew Soulripper with Sokenzan when it comes time for turn 4. The bad news is that... and that's not actually, like, good. My opponent appears to be on mono blue snow? Maybe? So that'll be interesting. Wow. My Soulripper got countered. I'm surprised. More blue. Okay. Okay. Sokenzan, time to do your modal double-faced card deeds. We'd like to crew the Soulripper. I'm probably not supposed to sacrifice anything here because my opponent's likely to have a bounce spell anyway. And just, like, having 2 1/1s on board is kind of useful. What if my opponent is a flash creature? What flash threats exist in blue at 4 mana? Probably nothing. Okay, that works. So we're definitely under the assumption that there's probably not very many board wipes in blue, right? Sokenzan's definitely taken the cake for the channel land that has been the most impressive thus far. They could have Cosmos. Yeah, that's actually extremely true, isn't it? In the deck that's playing Sod coming. And that's what, a 3/3? That probably is an incentive to sack the Shambling Ghast. Although sacking the Shambling Ghast doesn't actually provide extra damage. But it does provide a treasure to give me Deadly Dispute. Does that matter? No, probably not. I think I got enough creatures at this point that I'm willing to pump the Soulripper. Oh, extra damage! I love to see it. It's just because you haven't been playing decks you can put Anje in. That's like so much mana for a removal spell, though. At least Sokenzan is like basically a Seeka's Chariot. Leer. Okay, well, I guess I'll kill my opponent then. Okay. I could have had lethal there even if I Meathook Massacred for 1. Is that accurate? That is accurate. I could have killed my entire board, then played Oni-Cult Anvil and sacked the Soulripper to deal 6 damage. Alright, I think we're supposed to keep 1 drop into 2 drop into 2 drop into 2 drop into 2 drop. Falkenrath Pit Fighter and a Bloodtithe Harvester does feel like I'm playing an aggro deck almost. The Oni-Cult Anvil's a little awkward. Oh, we didn't know Bloodtithe Harvester makes a blood token. Alright, that actually does give us something to sacrifice sooner or later. Alright. Apparently I'm just playing a vampire aggro deck now. I don't think I want to play Oni-Cult Anvil here because I'm restricted on only being able to play 1 spell if I do that. Jwari Disruption? Oh no, should I have done things in the opposite order? I guess. I didn't really consider that was a card to play around. Who plays Jwari Disruption? Are you gonna Cinderclasm me, opponent? That'd be rude. Anyway, I think I'm supposed to play Oni-Cult Anvil here rather than Bloodcaster, rather. Divided by 0. Okay. I'm going to assume I'm probably still supposed to play Oni-Cult Anvil. Maybe that's not true. Maybe playing the Bloodtithe Harvester is better. It is more damage to play the Bloodtithe Harvester, I suppose. Provided it doesn't die. Yeah. We can take a look at that Simic list again after that. Or after this. Okay, so Hinata dies to Bloodtithe Harvester, which I'm assuming I'm supposed to do. Alternative, play Hive, attack with everything. Put opponent to 2. Also sounds cool. Yeah, probably supposed to put the opponent to 2. Bloodtithe Harvester is like kind of a cool card. Get rid of divide by 0. Alright, opponent, what you got on 5 mana? I'm gonna have, in this game, having not played anything other than just random vampire things. Cards that say vampire tribal. Lorehold command, gain life, make a blocker, opponent. I'm annoyed because I still don't think that card's good, but it works. Am I just supposed to attack with Hive? I still don't actually end up killing my opponent through the environmental sciences is the problem with that. Okay, I assume I'm supposed to trade off. Maybe I'm not? I don't know. I feel like it's worse for me if they, like, play a board wipe or something. Okay, let's sack a random blood, do damage to the opponent. Arena? 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 Stream? We live? Lorehold is 3 mana with Anata if you choose to do the Lightning Helix mode, yeah. Alright, we're going to restart real quick. Hopefully no longer frozen. Yay, no longer frozen. Alright, then we're going to play our flyer. Okay. Threatening much damage. Presumably. Divine Purge, kind of annoying. Am I supposed to discard Anje? Is that correct? I think so. Because, oh wait, no, Oni-Cult Anvil is going to be exiled. Right, so that didn't actually matter. I guess we could top deck Oni-Cult Anvil. That's fair. Science is up to 6. Okay, so opponent has to beat me attacking with Hive of the Eye Tyrant for 2 turns. Epicure? That might actually be better than attacking with Hive. Might not. Yeah, but it might though. I think I'm supposed to play the cheaper Oni-Cult Anvil first, so that I can play the next one, and even when it's tapped, I'll get 2 1/1s out of activating it. Expressive Iteration, okay. So does the opponent have... No, they have a Hinata. Is that good enough? I was kind of thinking they needed Lorehold Command. Okay, so I could fire up Hive, attack, kill the opponent, or I could attack, put the opponent to 1, play, or put the opponent to 3, play Epicure, put the opponent to 2, activate Oni-Cult Anvil, put the opponent to 1, play second Oni-Cult Anvil, don't kill the opponent. I feel like I should force the opponent to have a 1-mana removal spell. Feel like that is the correct move. They have Fading Hope. That's disappointing. Okay, down to 1 card. I think I attack here. I'm not actually sure which creature the opponent's supposed to block. Alright. Put him down to 2. Which means Oni-Cult Anvil plus Voldaren Epicure is lethal if they don't find a life gain spell. They found a land. Alright. Can you gain life, opponent? I literally don't know how else you get out of it. I mean, I guess they could remove the Oni-Cult Anvil at sorcery speed. And then also have an answer to Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Okay, so we're going to start by playing Epicure. And then the opponent probably concedes. No. Okay, so the opponent goes to 1. Well, I have an Oni-Cult Anvil active. So then we're going to fire up the Hive and force them to answer that as well. Then we go to combat. So what's the plan? Magmopus does not do it. They were probably supposed to Magmopus on the air on my upkeep if they were going to Magma Opus. So that they might have a chance to draw into like an Abrade or something. Noticing a pattern where you win games where you draw your 4th land. Yeah, so I think they should have done this on the upkeep. They could have Lore Hold Command too. They do not. Or at the very least, Magma Opusing in response to Epicure gives you a chance to like draw a counterspell before the Epicure resolves. But like once the Epicure resolves, I just get to sit around and wait until the Magma Opus is on the stack before killing the opponent. Alright. Playing our turn 1 creature, and then having a bunch of turn 2 anvils, probably fine. I wonder if I'm supposed to play Brushstroke or Anvil on turn 3. I'm assuming I'm probably supposed to play Brushstroke. I feel like, given the opponent hasn't done anything yet, we're probably winning this one. Sanguine Brushstroke also goes wide. Both make a creature. Meathook Massacre for 1. Actually moderately annoying. Alright, that slows us down a little bit. Okay, 4 Brushstrokes is pretty cool. Boop, 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 boop. We're just doing so much random pinging. I love it. Finding the old gods on my Anje. That's actually really annoying. I needed that for making blood, opponent. Alright, well, let's just keep going wide. I guess, sacking the creatures, triggering Meathook Massacre is not very exciting, is it? Another Meathook Massacre would be annoying. Not the end of the world, but annoying. This is such a weird feeling game of Magic. Turgid. Okay. What does that mean? So I sack these, right? Am I supposed to Deadly Dispute something here? I mean, I assume I want to attack with Mukotai Soulripper. Turgid, you like do things when I sacrifice creatures, right? Yeah. So I probably should only sacrifice tokens. I have to give the opponent a life, even if I don't want to. And then we play Brushstroke, and we get a Blood Artist. What am I supposed to sack anything to? Okay. This is all weird. I got no clue what's happening. Poison the cup. Okay, well, I'm pretty confident. Oh, I can't, because that's still not an artifact. Right. Okay, so opponent's at 5. Four mana available. Bloodcaster doesn't do very much. I can play Shambling Ghast, sacrifice the Shambling Ghast to Oni-Cult Anvil. I don't know how many removal spells you... Oh, I can't sacrifice the Shambling Ghast to Oni-Cult Anvil. Still. Which also means I can't fire up the den. Which also means this isn't lethal. Whoops. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure I did any of that right. I was probably supposed to just not play anything and fire up the den. Okay, so we have a 1-drop and a 1-drop, and a 2-drop and a 3-drop that are good, and no black mana. And that's probably not great. But the cards seem so good, but I'm probably supposed to mulligan. Okay, this seems better. Turn 2 Soulripper, turn 3 Bloodtithe Harvester? Land drops versus Meathook. Probably land drops? I'm assuming probably land drops. Falkenrath Pit Fighter. Well, I guess I am happy that I drew Meathook Massacre against Falkenrath Pit Fighter. Whoops. Okay, no. Not the mirror match. Just vampires. Voldaren Epicure, but you're too late. Oh, if you had been here precisely a turn ago, we could have done things that were actually useful. Okay, I think I just played Bloodtithe Harvester. They probably end up removing it, but this sets me up for Epicure plus Deadly Dispute next turn. Which probably curves into a somewhat decent Meathook Massacre after that. Okay. I'm on the draw with presumably more resources, assuming Meathook Massacre is a 2-for-1, so I'm happy just trading off defensively here. Ogre added helm. Oh, spicy. Kumano faces Kakazan. That sits around for a long time before my Meathook Massacre is relevant. How annoying. I guess it just means I can't play Meathook Massacre next turn. Most likely. Okay, so I get to Epicure, blocking Falkenrath Pit Fighter. That's a big Stormseeker. Kinda hate that. Hopefully... I was gonna say hopefully they don't swing with a Pit Fighter. I think I'm supposed to block the Stormseeker. I think that's more prevented damage overall. Lands kinda sucks. Well, what am I supposed to do? That Stormseeker is absurdly huge. If I pass and activate Sokenzan, then Stormseeker flips, and I, like, instantly lose the game. If I play Meathook Massacre for 3, we don't kill the Stormseeker, and so I lose the game. If I Soulripper, we lose the game. Kinda needed to not draw just a pile of lands. Okay, deck. Okay, Shambling Ghast, do you accomplish anything? That might actually probably not be good enough. But, like, maybe. Is the reactor just bad? I think the reactor is bad in Historic, because we have Sanguine Brushstroke, which is mostly just better. Okay, 6 plus 3 is lethal, huh? Yep, that'll do it. That would have been a lot easier if I could have, like, done Sokenzan or something. But... yeah. Turn 2, Kumano faces Kakazan. Real strong... oh no, that was turn 3. Yeah, they missed a bunch of land drops, but... Stormseeker with the counter on it. Definitely not something I was equipped to beat. This hand involves curving out, which sounds good to me. Still not... I'm assuming Pit Fighter on 1 is actually the best thing we can do here. Because it gets in the most damage if it actually connects. Sorry, Thought Thief. No, it doesn't connect. Okay, well then we just play Soulripper on turn 2. Oh, right, it gets exiled instead of dying, so we don't get the treasure off of it. Yeah, that is more complicated, didn't it? Alright, blue-black robes. It would seem.
Right by, but I'm itching to fight.
So, presumably you want to attack and draw a card, or do you just want to have blockers? You can't really block a Soulripper very effectively, is the trouble with that. But I guess it does stop me from attacking with Pit Fighter if they hold back the Thought Thief. Okay. Well, the good news is I was going to ignore Kaido anyway, so the phasing doesn't matter.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
Let's see. Epicure. Do we go with Bloodtithe Harvester because it attacks for the most, or Voldaren Bloodcaster? We could theoretically get kind of close to transforming Bloodcaster, but I guess we can actually do that next turn. Unless I want to sacrifice Epicure to Soulripper this turn. Do I want to do that? So if I sacrifice Epicure, that gives me 2 blood. Play Bloodtithe Harvester gives me 3 blood. Play Epicure gives me 4 blood. Sack Epicure give me 5 blood? Well... can I do all of that? Yeah, I can, actually. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's see. I don't know if this is actually a good idea, but it's an interesting one. And the net result is that I get to turn Bloodcaster into a 3/3, which is probably not actually relevant at all. Considering Bloodtithe Harvester is already a 3-power attacker. Or they could just murder the Bloodcaster. It's fair too. I guess that still mostly amounts to the exact same thing. Okay, Bloodtithe attacks. Do they down-tick Kaido? Nope, they up-tick Kaido. No land drop. That's probably bad for them. Alrighty, Bloodtithe Harvester, and... Crew the Soulripper, and... Swing, and Sack Blood, and put the opponent to 4. I'm kind of operating under the assumption that I am not supposed to play to the board. Giving my opponent a better Meathook Massacre seems like the easiest way to lose this game. Especially when holding Shambling Ghast and Epicure means that I can actually crew the Soulripper next turn. Okay, Bloodtithe's fine. 2 blockers for opponent. 1 blocker for opponent. Okay. Instant speed removal spell? Still 1 blocker for the opponent.
I know something you don't know.
Okay. Removal spell that involves them losing 2 life. Sure. I mean, I don't even need to play anything. I can just do this. I can just give it Menace. It's so big, look at it, it's giant. It's an absolute unit. Gosh, I love that card.